Hello and welcome to another week of the Abuse Cartoons live stream. I think I just missed a notification there. Right when I flipped on, I saw the big W and the orange. So, I think, oh yes, Judge Judy Slayer. So thank you for the follow on Twitch. That's what I think that was that popped up. Sorry, I just missed that. But yeah, so we're going to do something a little different in the order of things this week. Hey, Damon, how's it going? Hey, Sedona, how's it going? So we're going to do a little early convenience store segment because I don't want this to get warm. It'll taste even worse. So let's flick over to that real quick. So yeah, right off the bat. Okay, so here we are with the simulated beer. So this is super low alcohol beer that Japan has just introduced, and it came about because so many people were running into health problems because during lockdown and everything they were just drinking way too much. So a lot of people were abusing alcohol to such an extent that they decided to make a super low alcohol beer. And I think this is so low it's almost considered non-alcohol. It does say you need to be 20 years old on the back, so I guess because it has any alcohol content, it's still okay. But this is supposed to taste like Japanese beer. I don't know if you can see that can very well. There we go. So it says slight alcohol beer. So that's the kanji there. So it's slightly alcoholic beer, and as you can see, 0.5%. So it's really close to the levels of like non-alcoholic beer because I think those still have something in it. Hey K5, how's it going? So we're trying some slightly alcoholic beer, and so I thought this would be a good chance to try some beer snacks for the convenience store segment. But this is a real oddity. This just came out, I think, last month, and the main motivation was kind of a social reason. They said that people were hurting themselves drinking too much beer at home, so they tried to make a beer that was less alcohol. Because regular Japanese beer is, I think, 5 to 7%. I think there's 9% beer as well, but 5 to 7 is usual. So this is 0.5. So this is almost nothing. The weird thing that I did see on the back, though, is and I don't know if it's only because it's low alcohol beer, or I'll have to check a regular can to see if this is the case, but it says do not expose to direct sunlight on the back. So I don't know what happens to beer in the direct sunlight. Yeah, beery. Yeah, right. So yeah, it looks like it should say berry, right? And I think that's kind of the idea too, because they put the little wheat whatever, the little wheat shaft, the little whatever grows on the maybe hops or whatever. So they're talking about, they're utilizing all of that for the beer, but beery as in like beer, like similar to beer, not really beer, but also berry, I think. So it's both. It's both beery and berry in pronunciation. So let's give this a shot and see how close it is. Oh, yeah, it smells just like a beer. And this is going to be simulating a Japanese beer, so maybe, a little sharper, a little bit more flavor than an American, like typical lager beer, but still pretty light. Oh, wow. There's a little weird. The little aftertaste at the end is not quite right. It's okay. Yeah, wow. It's pretty good. The first taste is similar to their Asahi are the ones that do the super dry, that silver can you might have seen like at sushi restaurants and stuff. So it's pretty similar to that. It's more mild. That beer's got a kind of a sharp. It's got a dryness, to it. This is less than that. So 0.5%. Wow. Yeah, so I wanted to do that first while this was still cold. And to resist not opening it because of the direct sunlight. So beery, the slightly alcoholic beer. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess if you're eating, because most of the time you drink beer with food. That's a very standard style in Japan, especially the fried food and things. So I think you could get away with substituting that. Interesting. Yeah. but it's not amazing. You wouldn't drink it for its taste, but the other, like the strictly non-alcoholic beer here is horrible. They put like artificial sweeteners and things in it. It tastes like it's very medicinal. It tastes very disgusting. So this is actually beer. I mean, it's just, reduced alcohol beer, but it's actually beer. Yeah, hops. But yeah, not quite the. It just doesn't have, like, there's nothing there. I guess maybe because of the low alcohol. It just, like, it doesn't have that like last kick. Like, you can kind of taste more of the alcohol at the end. It kind of just goes at the end. It's a little strange. You know how you have usually the taste of the alcohol in the beer after you get all the hops flavor. But it says there's nothing like artificial. It's all the ingredients of beer, just with a lower alcohol content. So it's funny. So I wonder if it. I didn't check on my grocery store receipt. They tax alcohol levels of beer differently too. So that's why there's a. It's kind of like a. They do this like tax workaround to make the price cheaper for certain beer. They basically, it's like malt liquor. They basically make a malt liquor, which they call hopshu. So hopshu is not beer. It's this lower grade of beer, like basically malt liquor, and it's slightly lower alcohol level, so they can. It's taxed differently. So beer is and other spirits are taxed at a certain level. So they did this workaround to make it cheaper for just like working class people or whatever to drink beer more regularly. So yeah, this is strange, and they're not calling this. Like, usually they have the kanji for alcohol or beer on it, and this it doesn't say beer. It says beer like, but nowhere does it say beer. So yeah, it's okay. It's better than I've ever tasted something trying to do this. Like, all the non-alcohol stuff in the US is pretty terrible, and the strictly non-alcohol things, I think, for like people that literally have sensitivities or liver trouble or whatever, that can't drink alcohol, those beers are really bad. The 0% alcohol beers are terrifying. But that is Beery by your friends at Asahi. All right. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm not sure if this is going to. Maybe this won't survive the pandemic, but this is like their attempt. And it must be difficult because they have to, come up with their formulation, and they have to brew it and get it to market. So yeah, they must have started this last year, and it just came out now, and I wonder how long it's going to stay on the shelves. But yeah, it's the closest thing I've ever tasted in like a low alcohol version. But yeah, I thought it would be a good chance to try have some Indian Indian curry beer snacks here. So we'll try those in just a little bit, and at least I'll have something to wash them down with that will match. Oh, nice. K5's making tacos. So yeah, that's one of those. That's one of the oddities of the pandemic. Sorry, I bumped this stand, so my camera's all bizarre. But yes, I hope everyone's doing well. Good to see everybody online. But yeah, back at it, and we're getting kind of a brutal heat wave. This is the kids are all going back to school now, and we're getting a pretty brutal heat wave. And immediately, I think 3 schools closed because the number of infections at the schools was pretty high. I think they were junior high schools. No, elementary and junior high schools. So it's happening here with the kids, like under 15, as young as, I guess it can be as young as like 7 or 8. So yeah, it's going to be a weird. It's going to be a weird school year again, because we had 0 cases, maybe teachers, but we had 0 cases of students last year. So the schools, at least my daughter's school, was pretty regularly open because it's kind of a little more countryside. But now, yeah, the school year started, and immediately, whoops, immediately we've got. How did I do that? There we go. Immediately we've got the closures because of infections. So I don't know. We're gonna have another round of something strange, and if that's the universities were vaccinating pretty hard over the summer, so we'll see what happens there. But the kids, under 12, I think they did only to 15, and now they're trying to approve down to 12, and already kids are getting it. Hey, no. Oh man, sorry to hear that. Yeah. So this new flavor, this new variety. I guess kids can get it. Oh, really sorry to hear that. So hope everyone has an easy time with that, with no lingering damage. Yeah, and I love how all the backpedaling now. I guess we won't go into bad weather talk too much here, but I love all the backpedaling now about, okay, everything's going to change after everyone takes their stabbing, and then, well, okay, we're still getting sick, but it's helping. It was supposed to, the world was going to change, the clouds were going to part, and everything was going to be okay. And they were still saying that up to just recently, like official sources in the US were saying it's the end of everything, everything will be back to normal, and it's definitely not. So I don't know what the next step is. It's kind of like the reverse of the doomsday cult things, where they say, the world will end on this date. Everything will be fine as long as everyone gets vaccinated by this, this time. And oh, okay, we guess not. I guess we were wrong about that date. Just keep changing it. But yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Hypno. That really sucks. Yeah, it's really not easy now because it's affecting kids. I think that was the one thing that we had, the one benefit we had last year, is there weren't, at least here, there weren't any cases of kids infected. So yeah, schools could kind of hang in there a little bit more. But yeah, it's really, really crazy. And yeah, doesn't seem to be an end to anything. And we have, what, a Winter Olympics like in another year? 2022. Yeah, we've got a Winter Olympics in China coming. That'll be fun. I'm sure that'll be a political nightmare. People boycotting that. So fun to see how that all plays out. Yeah, so yeah, just weird timing. Really hot weather, and then kids getting sick. Where is this? Okay. Wow. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's the funny thing. And I think somebody said that it was connected to the emergency law that they were using to push the vaccine through so fast, is that they couldn't talk about any treatment. So there can't be any viable treatment or prevention to get the vaccine thing to happen. So nobody was allowed to talk about it. So that's just bizarre that things went that way. Okay, maybe stop drawing boxes. But yeah, I hope everyone is okay through this. It's so funny too. Every different area, people are getting, it's all happening in different ways in different places. Hey, Rev. Ugh, yeah, right. There's so there's so many bizarre, yeah, bizarre things connected to, and getting vaccinated and then proof of vaccination, and yeah, okay, not that. Yeah, it's just gonna be endless. But yeah, hopefully everyone, if you come into contact with it, it's a minor thing and it's over quickly without any lingering damage. Yeah, there was just, I shouldn't go into this too much, but there was just contamination in Moderna vaccine here. So Moderna vaccine, a couple of batches were found to have, I think after they were administered, somebody checked the vial and there were like little pieces of plastic and then I think little pieces of metal in another vial. And they're thinking it was just from the manufacturing process from the factory, but they weren't sure. And then just recently, two 20-year-olds, 20-year-old men, died immediately, like died within 24 hours after the vaccine, and it was Moderna again. So Moderna is getting a ton of bad press in Japan right now, and I have friends that are very nervous about what batch number they had and if they were involved. But it was a doctor that found it, that was administering, and they noticed it with empty vials, and he was checking full vials and saw that there was some kind of particulate or something floating around in there. So that's when they started to recall the batches. And we're so low on vaccine here that's actually pretty bad. It's going to slow things down for people getting their second dose. So endless endless nonsense. Yeah, so that's been the big news here. That and they found a kid. He was like on a kind of a most wanted list here, but they found a kid, university student, I think, that had thrown acid into one of his classmates' faces, like on an escalator. So I guess maybe it was there's no like great details now, but maybe it was a bullying situation or something, some like personal grudge from university, and this kid threw acid in his classmate's face and then just ran, skipped town. And so he had damage. The victim had damage to his eyes, and a woman like slipped and fell in the whatever was left behind from the attack and got some like burns on her arms or something. So it was like technically two victims of this, and he was hiding out in Okinawa, kind of the little island to the south, the Hawaii of Japan. But yeah, that was crazy. So yeah, that's been the weird news recently here. So I don't know what's gonna happen. And we're headed. Weather's gonna start cooling down, and yeah, we'll see. But before that, typhoon season. So if you thought there were disruptions to your overseas shipments before, wait until typhoon season gets a hold of them. Because America already had a pretty brutal hurricane, right? So yeah, it might be a bad year this year in the Pacific as well. We'll have to see. Because the temperature, I think it's the having a lot of random temperature changes that can produce those really heavy storms. So we'll see. All right, so no boxes. So yeah, if this is your first time watching this, because we did get a follower right at the beginning here, this is the live stream for the cartoon that I do every week, domestic abuse. You can see in the corner there, and on gocomics.com. So there's links in the description on gocomics.com. You can find the archive, and we'll take a look at the comments in that archive in a little bit. And yeah, I do 2 of these a week, so they're released Tuesdays and Thursdays on the site. And yeah, it's just a simple single panel, what you call a single panel gag cartoon, so an image and a joke underneath. So no word balloons and no panels, no sequential art, just a single image. And I don't know why I settled on that, because everything that I drew, everything when I was thinking cartoons or telling stories or whatever, everything that I drew previous to this was sequential art. So it's funny. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was. I guess there was. It happened before. Yeah, there were a few cartoonists, comic book artists, like kind of independent cartoonists that had some success. They did sequential art, but they also did regular for I guess for newspaper syndication and stuff, a regular single panel cartoon, and then started getting work. Like a few of them got like published in the New Yorker and things. So that's decent money. That's like probably the best money for gag cartoons, unless like maybe political cartoons. But yeah, that was a thing that I just kind of got attracted to it. I think because it was so immediate, and the idea just kind of came together. So yeah, it never got as successful as a lot of the other people that were doing it. But I think that's what it came out of, is because a lot of people who I admired their work were doing single panel cartoons for syndicators. Okay. But yeah, it's just nice and immediate. Horses. Yeah, right. Yeah, I think things are changing, but there's some medications that were literally forbidden words on YouTube and probably Twitter as well, that they're now lightening up on. Yeah, it's really really nuts. This is if this is going to be the normal as far as like information, where the government is going to lean on private companies or big tech companies to do their bidding as far as idea control and what you can and can't talk about, and then they're going to say, okay, well maybe that was a little strict, and they're going to start letting up on it when it proves it's not dangerous, or it proves that the discourse that was happening that they were shutting down was correct. I mean, are we going to have that from now on? Like everything is going to be like that? Like first it's going to be censored and blocked and forbidden, and then it's like, oh, okay, I guess we can talk about electric cars now. It's going to be really strange, because that's exactly what it would have been in the past if social media would have been to this level in the 90s, when you had that first boom of the electric car. I'm sure big oil would have been and the car manufacturers would have been, we don't like people talking about this, so if you could kind of quiet that down. I'm sure we would have had that at that time, because isn't there's that kind of conspiracy or the mystery around the inventor of the electric car like just being killed. so that's what made me think of it right away, is that would be a conspiracy. It's like, no, we can't talk about cars that do not use gasoline. But now hybrids are are so commonplace that the electric cars are creeping in there. And somewhere like the EU or somewhere they committed to trying to eliminate gasoline cars by some really close, like not too far away date, which would be really strange. You could only do it, like maybe Great Britain and Japan are probably the only places where you could feasibly have electric cars because people don't drive long distance as much. But, you know, America, Australia, Canada, there's no way like an electric car can be functional unless the technology what's that? Unless the technology changes considerably, because the range is just, you know, so limited. It's a little, you know, commuter car basically. You know, you got to be within whatever 100 miles, 200 miles, whatever the ranges are. So the technology is still not viable, which makes it less likely that there was a conspiracy and that the creator was murdered because the technology just wasn't that good yet. But yeah, conspiracies used to be fun. Remember the X-Files? Remember Project Blue Book before that? Used to be fun, and now it's all fascism and whatever. All right. That's kind of a book. Yeah, something like that. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Very few symptoms. That's great. Yeah, I hope that's the case. Like anybody that was vaccinated and gets it, or this new variant, I hope it's very low damage and low misery. And it even seemed God damn. Sorry, I don't know how I screwed up my camera distance so badly, but try that. But it so people had a real range of symptoms kind of from the first time around. Like people were just like, you know, in bed and couldn't do anything for a week solid, and some people just it felt like kind of the flu, but so but it's good. Few symptoms is good. I don't know. It just seems like if it keeps mutating, it's going to be an inevitability that some, you know, everybody has some version of it or will be tested for some version of it. And now, I don't know how that works. I will ask how that works this week at the university. But I wonder if, because now, you know, you can do antibody tests now, but between the people that have had it and the people that are vaccinated, everyone's going to test positive for the antibody. So you're not going to know after you've been vaccinated if you've ever had it, like a very low symptom or, you know, kind of asymptomatic version. And I think there's still people talking about that doesn't exist, that a totally symptom-free infection doesn't exist. But we'll never know. I guess it's not that important, but you'll never know if you actually came into contact with the actual thing or not, or you your immunity is all vaccine based. All right. It's unusual. That doesn't make any sense, that lid, but oh well. Okay, I gotta stop drawing these boxes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I felt the vaccine, the second vaccine, I felt like I had the flu just with only the fatigue symptom, you know, like my muscle body ache, really, really exhausted and weak, but nothing else. Like, you know, it felt very strange because it was like so disconnected, because when you have the flu, your head's hurting and you got, you know, congestion or your throat's burning or whatever, coughing. I didn't have any respiratory or any other symptoms, but I just felt like I had the flu without having the flu. Yeah, very weird. So very flu-like symptoms, you know, without all the histamine stuff, you know, all the your body trying to kill stuff. Reaction, just my muscles being eaten up by my immune system. And I still don't feel like I'm dropping stuff more than before. I still feel like I'm weakened after that, like I'm not back to 100%, because I notice it's easy. It's much easier for me to drop things. It's harder to, like, I don't know. It might just be psychological. But yeah, I do feel still not quite back up to normal. But I've had a bunch of other stuff going on too, so who knows? Yeah. 3 days. Yeah, that was about me too, Sedona. Yeah, I just felt miserable. Like I just couldn't physically do anything. Like anytime I would try to do something that was even a little bit physically a little bit of exertion, it felt really strange. Just had no power at all. Yeah. I think the only thing we've discovered through the through this whole process is the egos that exist in the scientific community, and how it's, so much is about clout and their research and being published and everything. These are not fun people to try to get the truth out of if it's going to hurt their reputation or their ability to publish something. They just can't be wrong, so that's why you're getting all of these conflicting opinions. Yeah, it's very funny. And the phrase that we keep hearing, the follow the science, sounds so fanatical. It's like science is not a thing. It's not like the teacher's guide in the back of the textbook that has all the answers in it. It's it's a process. It's a method. And it doesn't have any answers. What do you think, science? Give me a minute. Yeah, science is a process. And so it's funny that we're just like, believe anybody with a degree. You must believe them. They are our new priests. They are our new popes and, rabbis and, leaders of our new religion. That's very odd. Okay, how many times I'm going to draw this line? A few more. That's not even worth it. All right. Right. Yeah. That's definitely a thing. Yeah, that I keep. Oh, yeah, interesting. Yeah, that's a very I didn't really know that until dealing with more of the researchers and stuff at the university, that yeah, you can like devote yourself to a certain line of research to to try to prove something, and it literally being a dead end, and all of the years that you spent working on that were for nothing, basically. I mean, it's not for nothing. It proves that nobody else should go down this path, but it's like a maze. Like you're trying to find your way through this maze, and all you've done is spent 10 years saying, okay, yeah, there's nothing there. I mean, it happens faster than that. And most good researchers have kind of multiple things that they're looking at. But that really struck me as kind of heartbreaking, is that yeah, you can devote yourself, like, I know there's something here, I really think, and just never find a connection, never find the results, because what you're basically doing is trying to convince your the peer reviews, like you're trying to convince your peers. So all your research, if it's published, it's peer reviewed. You're trying to convince your peers you're onto something, and they may or may not agree with you. And yeah, like you're saying, Rev, there's also political reasons and things that why they may not agree with you. So you can't trust the consensus. You can't trust the whole deal. I mean, it feels very suspect now, and I can't imagine like devoting yourself to that. Like it doesn't feel any more legitimate than like a talent contest or a beauty contest or something. The results are not. They should be very objective and very based on, okay, these are good research practices. This is good data. It should be based on that sort of thinking. But yeah, it often feels much more subjective than it should be. Yes, and money. Yeah. Yeah, the money thing is crazy. Everyone is so. I think it's starting to be like that with China too. But everyone is so frustrated because America is just rolling in it compared to any other scientific community in any other country. They're so overfunded because they've got this government support and then corporation support and kind of international support. And the one interesting thing that I heard that is a big frustration for scientists, especially if they want to try to get in on the good funding that's going on in America, is in your laboratory, you basically have to get grants and get funding, and then you pay yourself and you pay your researchers, you pay your staff with that money. But Chinese researchers, if they're studying abroad, they are basically handed researchers, that they're handed staff from Chinese universities, or they get funding to pay for everything. So you don't have that need to get grants and get support, private support, because you have this like totally blind, oh, you're doing research abroad, here you go, complete support. So you're at such an advantage because you don't have any of the financial constraints, because your government, of course, that's probably not without strings attached. I'm sure they get, whatever you're working on, you need to turn it over to the party. But that puts them at a distinct advantage, even in foreign countries, is they get they're very heavily financially supported. So it's it's frustrating. In that way. So I was surprised to hear about that and how that's tolerated, because that's a lot of like immigration issues, and I don't know. I would think that that seems like a huge risk, depending on what field they're studying. But if they're studying something that could have huge effects or huge consequences, do we really want that guaranteed going back to China as well? I don't know. All right. Yeah, I keep thinking books or I don't know, cake boxes. These look like markers, or more pucky, I guess. But I'm almost done with my beery, my beer-like substance that I have to keep away from direct sunlight. I still am very worried about what that's about. I wonder if low alcohol content makes it more susceptible to something that sunlight can do to brewed beer. Yeah, I don't know. That's very strange. I'm really curious if that's like a standard warning that they put on all beer in Japan. Yeah, but I don't know. But yeah, it's good to see everyone. I wonder how K5's tacos are going. Oh, the car. Yes, right. K5. Sorry, I was talking about electric car guy. Yeah, it is the car running on like the hydrogen cell or whatever. That's right. Yeah, why I got that confused with electric car. It was because it was alien technology. Oh, sorry. What's going on? What's going on? That happens really weirdly, randomly. This my phone will just start playing YouTube. That's very strange. I should do some manner mode. Yeah, I've had that happen a lot, and it's really embarrassing because it's like almost always some weird English comes blasting out of my phone. But I don't know what that is. I don't know if there's a if you're subscribed to a channel or something, or I don't know. I really don't know what that is. But I've had that happen multiple times on this new version of Android, where YouTube just starts blasting something like I didn't even know, my volume was that high. I don't know that there would be a something queued up, but yeah, that's so weird. I've had that happen a few times. I wonder what that is. And there was something that just that Google just did that was ridiculous. I ran in, there was some like conflict, something in an update that happened that just it totally defeated something. I forget what it is now. But this newer phone has a there's no hardware buttons anymore, anything like any designated area, so it's all gestures, and the gestures like across apps haven't uniformly decided how gestures are going to work. So sometimes when you swipe back to go back, you reload. It doesn't understand what back is, and yeah, it's really really bizarre. But yeah, I just ran into something just recently that was an update that absolutely made no sense. And it's just probably miscommunication or lack of communication between two different people working on. I forget what that is now. But yeah, it's just amazing. It just keeps happening again and again. Yeah, and always the way that Google decides to do everything is so bizarre. It's really like that authenticating a device, like if you're using a TV or something, and there's the app running to authenticate that, to log into it, you go to the website and put in the code that the device is giving you. But sometimes those URLs aren't working completely well. I had a really weird, some weird message pop up, and I was in the URL. I don't know if I mistyped something or whatever, but I was in. They were asking me to log into like an enterprise Google account. So something was very off. But that's a really weird way to do it. I just don't like how the Chromecast thing works. It's bizarre. I don't know if Apple's any better, but yeah, Google is just bizarre. Yeah, I'm trying to think what that was that they just kind of screwed up in an update that makes something not function very well, but it's very strange. So random YouTube videos. Yes, right. Yeah, I don't have any porn queued up on my on my YouTube. Yeah, that would be really funny if YouTube had, it's like weird age restricted. Like if YouTube said, okay, now we're gonna have we're gonna assimilate Pornhub or whatever. Yeah, to just have like porn blasting. Yeah, but it's always like weird comedy podcasts or whatever that always start out with like people screaming at each other. So it always sounds like I just listen to insane people all the time. But yeah, that's really odd. It just I'm wondering what triggers that, because it just happens, and I'm sure before I figure out, or before they admit, that's the thing, they don't like to admit stuff. I always, when you follow the on their boards or whatever, for their support, there'll be like 100 people with the exact same problem, and one of the official, Google people will be like, okay, give me the, exact specs, the IP address, blah, 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 of everything, and they're always asking for those details, like very IT style, and then there's never, any response. The only response you get is, okay, give me the specifics to your exact situation. What the kernel are you running and everything else, and there's never any answer, and then they patch it and it's gone, so they never have to admit their incompetence. Yeah, right. Well, I think it's the I don't want to I don't want to sound too ableist or whatever, but the internet is so run by people that through whatever oddity of their brain development, I'm not going to name any disorders or anything, but I think there's certain ways that people can be that make them very myopic and very super focused on their opinion being correct, and so whatever they believe, if they can, if it kind of coincides or syncs up with whatever, then everything else is wrong. And there's just a certain kind of brain that doesn't empathize well. It can't see other opinions. It can't change its opinion well. And Google hires a lot of those kinds of brains. And I think that works really well for censorship, because, yes, of course, this is the right way. That is the wrong way. There is no conversation. So it makes it very easy to come up with this right or wrong, because you're not thinking about it in terms of right or wrong. It's just like, this is my opinion. It is right because I'm the star of my movie, and everything else must be wrong. Yeah, I think that same thing is having an effect on kind of that hive mind that has decided, oh, this movie is crap, or this music is garbage, or whatever, because it's a weird, a person that jumps to a really early opinion that nobody else is going to refute, and that just becomes internet consensus. Oh yeah, this is racist, or this is garbage, this is not worth watching, or whatever. A lot of that weird, it just reminds me of the weird kid in school that would always come up with a extreme opinion about stuff, and in some cases it was the bully, so no one was going to argue with him, so people just kind of a consensus formed around a garbage opinion about something, and nobody would talk about a TV show that they would watch or whatever, because this person decided that that's garbage, and they're willing to enforce their opinion aggressively or physically. It reminds me a little bit of that weird dynamic that would happen on the playground. Yeah, that's stupid. Nobody likes that. Only losers like that. Oh, yeah, right. But the peer group of the internet is so messed up. You got to really think about who your peers are if you're going to consider the internet. Yeah. No, I'm not, Rev. I am definitely not. But if you've ever watched the Q&A segment of any of those Google, what are they called, Google Presents or Google Showcase or whatever, where they'll have an actor or a musician or some celebrity come and do a little interview and then there's a Q&A at the end. It just listen to how the employees ask questions, and you can probably answer what's going on with them for yourself. Yeah. They have figured out how to harness the power of autism, our greatest natural resource in the big tech. But I think that has something to do with it. I mean, I think it definitely has a lot to do with software design and UI design and things. The people that are doing that have trouble imagining somebody that doesn't live like them. So yeah, I think it's just a lack of, and it's not, it's a spectrum. So I'm not saying everybody, but there's a certain there's a certain type of thinking that, I mean, I guess it gets the job done. It's built up, Silicon Valley to where it is, but it also has some serious limitations. That's a good point. Yeah, I'm kind of rattling on. Yeah, I wonder if I said something. Yeah, because like how Siri sometimes gets triggered. Yeah, I wonder if I said something like play YouTube. Like if I said YouTube and I said Google and I said okay in the correct order, I bet that's what that is. Yeah, because I know my stupid phone is always listening to me. Because if I'll sit like after having a conversation with somebody like in a coffee shop or something, and then looking at the ads on my phone, it's like, oh, this is everything I talked about during my conversation. Yeah, I'll get ads for things that I've never looked up, but I have talked about. Yeah, I bet you're right, K5. It's probably a voice thing, because I don't think I have any of that disabled. Any of the, especially with the new phone. That's the thing that sucks is the phone is different enough that I don't think any of my settings, because when you go through, take everything out, updates sometimes reset that to whatever their default is, and then new phone completely, I'm sure, resets a lot of that. So everything that I had set before is not, it's not the case. Hey Joe, how's it going? All right. I'm just drawing the same thing over and over again. Okay, the book. I'll put this on the other cartoon here. And did it make it? Maybe, I think it's there. Something else. I don't know if there's anything worth recovering. Yeah, Joe, you missed the almost beer-like beer. Beerish. Beeresque. Oh, it's actually beery, right. The super low alcohol beer to keep you from drinking yourself to death during quarantine. They have in Japan. Yeah, the alcohol is functions very differently here, and I'm not sure, I don't know the exact biology of it, but there's like a certain enzyme or something but Japanese people are not like super pure Japanese. Like there's a lot of other things mixed into Japanese genetics, but for the most part, a lot of Japanese people don't make a certain enzyme that helps you process alcohol, so they get drunk really fast and get the red face, and then sober up pretty quick. So they can't maintain, functional alcoholics can just like maintain a buzz all day, just like sipping beer, hitting a flask or whatever, having a fifth of something in your pocket, and you kind of live on that yeah, always a little bit off level, and I don't think you can do that. So it's more binge drinking. So I think it's harder on people, but that's not true of all Japanese, because some Japanese have some Russian blood, or some whatever, they've got some they're a bit mixed, but for the most part there aren't the kind of super alcoholic people because of that situation, because they just get drunk too easily, and it just kind of spikes. And I forget what that red face thing is too, but that's supposed to be a sign of, like, yeah, danger. We shouldn't drink much past that. No problem. Beery beer. Yeah, they just I was talking about, yeah, they just did that as kind of a to try to help people, because that's all that the alcohol companies are concerned with, is helping people. But they made a type of beer that is safer to drink regularly while you're locked down. Yeah, because I guess that and it was happening probably right away, because I did that same thing. Like, the first thing that happened when things were officially locked down is I just ordered a case of beer. Just drinking way more than I usually did, because yeah, I don't know why. I don't know what that impulse was. It's just like, I guess because I knew I wasn't going to be driving, I wasn't going to be doing anything. I really didn't have to function that well, so just sit and drink all day drinking. Mm. Mm, mm, mm. Yeah, it's a funny thing, because you're not, because race is kind of like, it's not a scientific term. It's not. It's just this kind of. I have no authority or whatever to speak, but from what the little bit that I know, it's not a very useful term for biology or anything, because of that. But Japanese people do still see themselves as a group, as a homogenous group, and I think culturally homogenous, not genetically homogenous, and so they do a lot of research based on Japanese system is like this, Japanese tolerance is like this, and I really felt that, like, going to the hospital, going to the doctor here, and it's probably what women feel a lot of times, going to, like, a male doctor with a female problem, is the understanding of it is really limited. It's like, because they talk about the earliest medical models, it was the man is the default and women is kind of the aberration. Women is like the mutation, or the different version. So we have to start with man and then figure out how women's bodies work. So it might be a little bit of that same thing. But going to the doctor here, there's things that happen to me being non-Japanese that they don't understand, or the scale of things, like they don't understand, like I should be dead according to their like weight charts. It's like, you're way too overweight to be alive, because if I was Japanese and had more the traditional, like, what, Pacific Islander or Japanese physiology, I couldn't carry the body weight I'm carrying and not have diabetes and serious heart disease and things. So they think about it in those terms, and they can't get their head out of this is the normal, this is the default, this is the model that everything is based on. Your blood pressure can't be this, your blood sugar can't be this, or whatever. They can't go outside, and a lot of it may just be like scale too, like just smaller people, smaller everything. But yeah. So that's it's a very odd it's a very odd thing that to feel that, and to know that there's people, like, just in their home country with their own doctors, are feeling this, like, misunderstanding or lack of information that they need to make a decent diagnosis. Yeah. But that was like the skin cancer thing. So I think I talked about it a little bit. So I had obviously an active tumor that I had to have removed from my scalp, and that freaked out the Japanese doctors. I can't remember if I talked about this on stream, but that freaked out the Japanese doctors because nobody gets skin cancer here unless you are very, very riddled with cancer. Like your skin doesn't connect as much as other. Sorry. So like your stomach or your pancreas or whatever, things that are part of systems that are always exchanging blood and have a lot of circulation, are very dangerous to have cancer because that the cancer can spread by those means much more easily. But skin cancer isn't really one of those. It's like not as deadly, and you can just remove it. But I guess for Japanese doctors, they never see skin cancer unless it's a very, very serious, unless things have already gone on for way too long, and it's coming from a very dangerous situation. So as soon as they found that in the biopsy, they were like, oh my god, you're gonna die, and this is very serious, and we need to do this like insanely invasive procedure. And it was just a misunderstanding of like the non-melanated as you get older, and your body just doesn't even want to tan anymore, like UV does crazy things to your skin cells. But it doesn't, it's not life-threatening. I mean, ultimately it could be, but I think I would die of something else before I died of skin cancer. But the doctors here didn't understand that. If they've ever seen skin cancer, it's because someone has really, really, really is in a really bad situation. They're already riddled with it. And so that was an interesting kind of, cultural cultural thing, but there definitely is here a default model. Yeah, so it's very funny. Yeah, very strange. All right, so donuts. What is in this box? Here's something half eaten. I don't know. Let's see. Do a several donuts with bites out of them. Instead of donut holes, it's donut halves. I don't know. Something like that. Let's see how many of these I can draw without them getting too crazy. So I'm trying to do half-eaten donuts. Yeah, I think this will work. Half-C's. Sorry. There we go. Okay, there we go. I think we have our gag. Oh, come on. Go away. This. The new style of half-eaten donuts. And even the box is a little odd. Half-C's. All right. Yeah. Visually that works. Oh, thanks, Rev. Oh yeah, Entenmann's. Yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah, I don't have access to anything except a weird Japanified version of Mr. Donut that serves a lot of Chinese food. Uh, that's funny. Entenmann's, yeah. Oh man, yeah. The chocolate coating they do. Oh, this is a very lonely cartoon. Yeah, the chocolate they do. That dark chocolate is insane. You don't want to know, Rev, what what an egg salad sandwich is. uh, oh man. So book or maybe just like a series of magazines. Yeah, like a stack of magazines feeling competitive. This is all sealed, maybe. Yep. Let me draw one more, and then I'll just alternate the stack. All right. This up here a little. It's a little rough. And then fill this with white. There we go. This should be off a little bit. Yeah, something like that. All right, so something page count and oh, these are all there. There we go. Oh. Bigger. Half-eaten donuts. Move everything. Oh yeah, I think I'm screwing up the composition here. It may be more like that. Yeah, I don't know. Probably looked better before. Entenmann's. Ah, yeah. Yeah, Korean food is amazing. The only thing bad about it is actual, actual Korean food, and maybe American Korean food too. It's not super safe. Like the food safety is not amazing. So some of the ways they do with chicken and pork and stuff, it's a little bit dicey. I love Japanese versions of Korean food are nice. They kind of they take some of the spiciness away, or there's like a a different palette that they're going for. So like Japanese made kimchi and stuff is pretty good. It's not quite Korean style. Like if you like the spiciness and some of the rawness of Korean food, like not under and isn't undercooked, but like just whole food. It's a little bit different, the Japanese version, but it's good. Okay, let's try coloring some of this. Yeah, it's had a big influence, like probably in the past 20 years or so. Korean food has had a huge influence on a lot of Japanese, like all of the like Japanese yakiniku is just Korean barbecue. So it's a love of cooking that way, and there's always kimchi and salt. They use what is it, like salt in oil or something as a as kind of a seasoning for grilled meat. Is it what is it? I forget what it is. Yeah, but there's there are versions of stuff. Let's see, color wise, it's a little. I guess that's a good plain donut color, and then the actual donut-y part, the unfried part. Something more like this. Not quite. Like that. Yeah, cool. All right. Yeah, I guess I should do chocolate though. Maybe this one should be chocolate because it'll be a bigger contrast. Oops. And just a pink, pinkish, strawberry-ish donut. All right. Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, they have a stone bowl. I don't know if it's metal or stone. I think it's usually stone. Yeah, it's stone because that would hold the heat better. But you can get some bibimbap in Japan that comes in a big stone bowl that's heated. So the bowl itself is really, really hot. And they just put all the ingredients in there, and then they bring it over the table and you mix it, and you just kind of smear it against the walls of the bowl, and it continues to cook it, so it makes it very crispy. It kind of you mix all the flavor, and you can put in as much like miso or whatever sauces and kind of flavorings, and then kind of mix everything up, and then kind of smear it against the sides of the bowl, and then wait a little bit, and it cooks against the sides of the bowl, so everything is kind of crunchy and has some burnt parts and stuff. It's really good. But I've seen it in food courts where people are walking with a plastic tray with a big, heavy, like super hot stone bowl on it, because bibimbap's kind of it's become a little bit more of a food court type of food because it's easy to prepare because you're basically doing it yourself. So that's a little scary to watch some people try to navigate with a super hot stone bowl on their little plastic food court tray. I can't do that really satisfying Entenmann's dark chocolate because I think I need to. Yeah, I think there'll need to be eyes somewhere. But that's pretty close. All right, so the outside of this box needs to be white, and maybe here too. Here. forgetting. I'll put it on a separate layer so I can edit it. Put like a, I'll just do some blue. Banding. Maybe some gold too. I don't think that's very Entenmann's, but that'll be a nice combination. A little gold lettering. I wonder if I should put half C's or whatever on the box. I don't know if that joke will play. There we go. Gorgeous premium donuts. Actually, I should make a window, shouldn't I? I should do a clear window. There we go. A display window. Hey, Bill Wilson. Nice. Oh. Have I seen making very cool bonsai? Oh, no. No, I haven't. Yeah, I know there's a lot. Yeah, there's a crazy amount of crafting and stuff. Yeah, copper wire. That's pretty cool. I could imagine. But yeah, there's a channel, a really crazy, just kind of Japanese hobby channel, where just using like plastic card and matchsticks and toothpicks and just the kind of real everyday, real cheap components, materials. Whoever it is, all you see is their hands, so you don't know if it's a man or a woman. They build these like perfect miniature replicas of things in Japan, like really, really complicated, really crazy, involved, detailed, like a little corner of a street that has like, water in the gutter and the light, a vending machine with lights on it and everything. Just insane. But that's so fun to watch because of how it's almost like those watching painting on PBS or somebody drawing. You don't know what it's going to become, and you watch this thing become recognizable, and they're just like cutting these little pieces of these little squares or whatever, and like, okay, what are they going to do with those? And they start to put things together, and you're like, oh wow, that's an air conditioning unit. That's crazy. But they do all the detail, and then they weather it. They put some kind of like paint wash or something on it, so it looks like it's been sitting outside and getting abused by the elements. It's just crazy. That's really fun to watch, the evolution of those projects. But they must take, and that's the thing with Japanese hobby stuff is they will always dominate. Like when they're doing like painting miniatures or doing model kits or whatever, they're always going to dominate because they have no sense of an insane amount of time to dedicate to something. So they'll put like 100 hours into doing something very simple, but it'll be so perfect, and the detail will be so amazing. And it's just, nobody else is going to dedicate that kind of time and that kind of dedication, so they always look amazing. But I don't remember the name of that channel, but there's some crazy hobby stuff here, like that. But I can imagine the kind of copper wire, because they can do the traditional bonsai kind of stuff. That's pretty cool. All right. Maybe just the edge of this and this. Turn this off. Much more interesting than what I'm doing. You can guess what this is becoming very quickly. All right. There we go. Okay. Yeah. All right. Hopefully we can get these donuts to make sense. Here and here. All right. Oops. Too close. Ah. All right. I'm missing some drama unfolding in the chat. Alright, maybe some shininess to make sure or just some random lines so the donuts look extra here. Extra coated. And maybe here. There we go. Oh man. Oh. Sorry, just doing some donut shadows. Yeah, those are not quite. Yeah. That works. Okay, so I was thinking here. There we go. And also that box needs some bigger eyes. Oh, maybe, yeah, maybe this needs contemplating. All right. That's pretty huge in the frame. Uh-oh. K5's figured it out. A little less saturated than that. All right, and then red. Just feel like I'm repeating myself a lot of times with my coloring schemes. This is always this color. This is always this color. All right. But I like that look of the hardcover books with the dust jacket off. That, yeah, kind of black binding, so there's like gold lettering on that side. I always like that. Look, that reads as hardcover book for some reason to me. All right, and some maybe green. And like a, yeah, maybe like a purplish. So I should put some, maybe a little more detail on the, whoops, zoom in here, magazine covers. Yeah, so something orange. Ah. All right. There we go. This works. This is the always the quiet part when I'm just coloring things and trying to think of what everything should look like. I should probably be quieter during the drawing part so that drawing will be better. All right. Oops. There we go. And maybe here. Okay. Yeah, I think that's all the damage I can do in the magazines. I can put maybe a little bit of page line in there, but I don't think you're even going to see that from JPEG size. All right. Comparing page count. Yeah, Both of these are pretty big. All right. Let's try. Maybe looking would be better. Jeez, I can't see that cursor at all. I'll just put eyes on the top of magazine. Yeah, the pressure sensitivity seems to be working okay. All right. So let's switch over. I guess we'll do both parts. My beer is running out, so I can't enjoy any snacks. We'll do comments next. That'll work. Oh, wait. So, yeah, it's not quite 4 yet, so I don't think we've got... Yeah, the 31st. Oh, yeah. Oh, somebody actually commented right away. All right, so we have one comment. I'm sure it just got uploaded, or just got sent out, so we've only got one. Pucky are a wee bit too brittle for that, aren't they? No, they're not. You just have to have the right touch. Only true Japanese can can eat them that way. I'm liking my own stuff. Nice. Well, I guess this cartoon is not about reality, so it's not worth reading. Oh yeah, that's right. We're going back in time. So the... Oh, sorry. So the... I didn't even read this one. So remember from last week, they were sometimes mistaken for chocolate-covered chopsticks. And that's the joke, because they wouldn't work. They're too brittle. And the 26th, overzealous fire suppression systems were preferable to indifferent ones. Wow, 19. And a comment. Where there's smoke, there should be sprinklers. Nice. Yeah, the upside down cartoon of last week. And let's see, this is another one I think just went up last week. Oh yeah, this one just went up last week. 3 comments. Everybody's got to go sometime, but save the receipt. And that comic strip he used to work for went out of business. What? What? And that comic strip he used to work for went out of business. Must be a house with no cats in it. There you go. What? Many weeks of travel, he now felt ace and like a... All right, and then this one, I think we're okay with this one. Yeah. All the Betamax. His worst fear was being the novelization of a movie only available on VHS. Oh, all right. Some randoms. Oh, Christmas. There's a little tree topper there. 2006, so nobody saw it, but I still liked it. A month atop a pine tree was not worth 11 in a box. Haha, Christmas joke. 2019. This could have been drawn on stream, maybe. Spoiled milk and broken cookies comforted no one. Broken cookies have no calories. Broken cookies won't make you sick. All right. September 5th, 2019. I think I was painting. That's why I did a paint can. He always thought of himself as Santa Fe Sunrise, but he was actually just some sort of weird pink. Yeah, I guess people didn't see. People didn't see this cartoon. It might have gone out late. Weird pink. All right. Oh, here's one. Oh, the luggage one. This was definitely drawn on stream. Brand new luggage would soon feel the irreversible effects of baggage handling. Nice. If you're going to be practical, mark your luggage. Oh, this one. There we go. Damn, that was limited designer. Boom. Nobody will pick it up by mistake. All right, random. Oh, there's a very early one. A very early idea. But yeah, that styrofoam cup, that was kind of the first thing I ever drew for this cartoon. That was like the first character. When I put eyes on that, I was like, oh, okay. I think I could do a very simple kind of still life with misery. After losing any beverage holding capabilities, his options were wide open. All right. Whoa. Their poor sense of direction prevented them from achieving the optimal home theater experience. Yeah, those little, like from a surround sound system, like when they had the little speakers that you put everywhere on wires. Yay. But the rest of the town heard everything. All right. So what was that from? Oh, 2014. Okay, 2014. There's a digital duplicate cartoon, if ever I saw one. But it's Christmas cookies, right? Yeah. Somehow every year a cookie overcrowding problem was created, but then solved. All right. One more. 2007. Oh, there we go. Dryer lint new. Oh, interesting. Yeah, there's some error in the whole. Yeah, this was happening. That's right. I should write that down. This was happening for a while. The tech for this got in touch with me and said something weird's going on. Some of your cartoons are not. The JPEGs are broken. So I'm wondering if it was an uploading problem or something. Yeah, so August 30th. 07. Oh, yeah, 07's got all my mistakes in it. Weird. Yeah, I think that's when I was first moving to Japan. That could explain it. Yeah, but it's, yeah, look at the little copyright thing is cut off. I'll see if I can find that and upload it again. Oof. Crazy. Hey, how's it going? Just in time for the last random comment. Oh, look at that. We went from dryer lint to parking lot slush. Parking lot slush. Found it hard to believe he was made up of thousands of beautiful and unique snowflakes. Because he was just gray slush with a tire tread in it. All right. Look at that amazing dirty water coloration. All right. Let's switch back. Or actually, let's switch over to some snacks. Whoa. There we go. This way, but this way. Yeah, my camera is way too close. All right. So I brought, you missed the reveal of the barely beery beer. So slightly alcoholic beer is a new thing that they tried to do in Japan to save people's health during their overconsumption of Smart drinking. Ah, they've got a new little symbol for. So this is part of their smart drinking series, where you can have the appearance of alcoholism without all of the miserable side effects. Oh, this is going to key out completely, isn't it? Oh, it looks very ghostly. So here's Indian. So this is the standard kind of okaki cracker thing. Usually they're kind of soy sauce flavor, so the crackers and peanuts together. I think I might have sent something like this to Hyphonics in the Japanese snack box. But oh, cool. Oh, so it's actually based on. So there is a canned curry powder. So if this flavoring, that's why it has such a distinctive little mascot guy, is based on a canned Indian curry powder flavor, curry powder that they make Indira curry powder that they make in Japan. That's why you've got such a lovable little character on the front. So he's holding the little cracker, so this is going to be Indian curry flavored kind of beer snacks that are flavored with the canned powder, the canned curry powder. So this should smell like an Indian. Oh yeah. Oh, it's really good. It's really good. Yeah. So here's the little crackers. So these are mixed with peanuts usually. So a little, yeah. There's peanuts in here too. Peanuts. Oh, that's really good. Yeah, very Indian curry, but it's just the curry powder and a little bit of salt. So these are just like little crackers. Ooh, it's spicy though too. Ooh, it's getting it's getting spicy. These are just those little crackers that usually are coated with like a soy sauce glaze or something, so they're a little sweet or a little savory, depending. And this is a little spicy. Oh, this is perfect. This is just salty and just spicy enough that it makes you want to drink a lot of beer. Oh, wow. Oh, that's too bad. Yum's sad. Just lost her nephew to the higher education. I hope that goes well. Oh, these are really good. Wow. Yeah, if you see this little fella on any curry powder containers, I think this is just a Japanese. Yeah, Sanshin. Wow. Yeah, these are really good. They're very very Indian curry. It's just like, yeah, it's just the very raw curry powder flavor, but really good with even semi-alcoholic beer. Nice. Well, those are much better than I thought. Sometimes curry flavor here is kind of just a cheesy, like a cheesy curry powder flavor that's up. This feels very, I guess because it is just based on the Indira curry powder. Yeah, it's really good. I like when they do that. I like when they like an old brand or something, they connect with they use it to flavor a snack or something, so it's actually a nice authentic flavor instead of some weird simulated. Yeah, curry powder and peanuts are surprisingly good. Yeah, really good. Yeah, yum. If I get my hands on more of these, this would be a good snack for the for our box. Yeah, and the expiration is end of the year, so that would be perfect. Yeah, it's really good and perfect with beer. So yeah, the low alcohol, the kind of alcohol beer. It's funny though, they still restrict it. So the drinking age here is 20, so they still restrict this to 20 and over. But this isn't. I mean, you would make yourself insanely sick to even feel slightly intoxicated drinking this. But it's a nice flavor. The beer flavor is good, and you don't, like, when you're just drinking it for the flavor, you notice it's not quite right. But the mix of the snacks and the beer is just about perfect. Let's see, like, I'm sure calorie-wise it's going to be exactly the same. Oh, and it's a little bit less. It's actually, yeah, it's actually a little bit less than usual beer. That doesn't make any sense. Should be almost exactly the same, just without the alcohol. All right, so we killed our barely beerishly beery beer. So yeah, that was worth it though. But yeah, these these Indian curry snacks are wonderful. Wow, that's a good surprise. I will have to open a real beer and finish these later. Yeah, very good. All right, well, enough of that. Let's write some jokes. Where am I here? Jeez. Hey. Back to drawing. Nice. Oh yeah, cup noodle. Yeah, that'd be a fun thing. They if they do some odd flavors of cup noodle, because I think you can get those pretty easily in the US, but if they do odd versions of cup noodle, and sometimes they do like a little tiny one so you can have the flavor, but it's not the whole thing. I think those will go through the mail because they don't have sometimes they have dried meat, but I think otherwise might be okay. Yeah, that'll be a shame though, because if I do the boxes, which I will do, which I really want to do, I hope that because customs is so random, especially at the post office. Maybe some people will get their boxes stopped and get things taken out, and some people won't. And yeah, so yeah, we'll see. I'll try to make sure that I'm not breaking any major rules for what can be sent through the mail. I'll do it for $1. Yeah, right. Nice. Bowl noodle soup. Yeah, that was the cup was a later development. Originally it was all, when they first made that instant noodle thing, it was a bowl, because everyone is used to eating like ramen style noodles out of a bowl. So when they first were manufacturing those, like it was like just post-war time. It seems like kind of inconvenient because you know it's not an actual ceramic bowl. You got this like weird plastic bowl full of hot water, and doesn't seem as easy to eat. You have to definitely set it down somewhere. It's not, you can't hold it very easily. So then they switched to that styrofoam cup. And actually, I think when I was talking about that was a American innovation, though. I think some American designer came up with the idea of the cup so that you could eat it at your desk or whatever. I think that's what happened, is because culturally Japanese people are like noodles out of a bowl, and there still are a lot of like yakisoba and stuff that's in a kind of a bowl shaped plastic container. But I think it was an American designer that said, no, put it in a cup, because then you got one hand here. You can put a fork or chopsticks in one hand and eat it, standing up or at your desk or whatever. And so then it became much more portable food. But I don't think the Japanese designers actually could think that way, because noodles in bowls. So bowl noodle is pretty funny. Going to the Conf Museum, the COFN Museum. Oh no, I don't think CONF coffin. Oh, coffin. No, I haven't been to too many odd museums in Japan. I know they've got a lot of. I think the only like kind of more famous big one, I went to the manga museum in Kyoto that has like a huge, insane collection of like everything that's been done. Oh, cup noodles. No, cup noodle. I haven't. Yeah, but I think they definitely celebrate that guy, because it was a huge innovation. Because before that, there were the Allied forces that were occupying post-war Japan were just trying to get people to eat bread, and they were building bread factories, and Japanese people hate bread, and they feel very like bloated and bread sits really hard in a lot of Asian people's stomachs, so they don't like bread. But that's what they thought. We need to feed as many people as possible. Bread factory, bread factory, bread factory. And so it was the innovation of the cup noodle that kind of like let people very minimally and very cheaply eat noodles, that kind of fixed that problem. But originally, the first versions of those were kind of a little bit out of reach. They were a little bit, pricey and expensive. And I think because they used like the consomme powder or whatever they used in the soup, maybe it was a little bit more expensive in an ingredient. But originally it was like, wow, you can afford cup noodle. But then it became a very mass food for the masses. Nice. Yum Donuts. Yeah, there was Yum Yum Donuts in LA, I remember. Yum Yum. I think it was like Chinese Chinese run. It was one of those places that had like some I think like obviously kind of Chinese sweets or whatever, but also donuts. Yum 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 Donuts. Nice. You just eat anything that says yum on it, don't you? There could be the tile cleaner or kitchen surface spray. If it said yum, it's all over. Nice. Okay. Half donuts. So nowhere. Box. Did it say half donuts? No, it's got to be something about like caught between somebody trying all the donuts, or a comment on indecisive. That's right. Oh, that's why they do that thing with Coca-Cola, right? Where they try to put everyone's name on a bottle of Coca-Cola. All right. It's the law, the rule of food. All right. Okay, that doesn't make any sense, and not in a nonsense way. So left with a bunch of half donuts, half eaten, half loved, half or through the window, through the plastic window of the box, half donuts looked less than appetizing. All right. Undiscarded half donuts. Yeah, so not knowing if the donuts were originally half donuts or if they became half donuts later. What's going on here? So even half donuts deserved a something full respect. Full Yeah, maybe I should move the eyes. I'm thinking looking at the donuts would look better. Where's the eyes? The eyes. There we go. It doesn't look like they're looking. That's a little better. So caring about half donuts. Yeah, right. Just a taste. Yeah, right. Yeah, a diet thing. So several half donuts. Yeah, 2 half donuts was still a whole. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, so what? Somehow diet math. Math diet math. Somehow. Two half donuts didn't equal a whole. Hey, donut whole. Is there a pun there? Whole donut, donut whole? Somehow in diet math? Maybe not. I don't need this somehow. In diet math, 2 half donuts didn't equal a whole. I don't know. In bizarro diet math, in over justifying, in the flawed world of diet math. Office Donuts is good. Fierce battle with a small gang of children. That's excellent. Yeah, I like the diet angle. But Office Donuts is good. Ugly Office Donuts. According to diet math, 2 half donuts didn't equal a whole. I don't know. Mathematics in diet. Mathematics isn't any funnier, isn't it? But it's more clear what I guess I'm trying to say. According to, should it be dieting mathematics, and let's just make it longer. According to 2 half donuts didn't equal a whole. According to all right. According to dieting mathematics, 2 half donuts didn't equal a whole. Save. There we go. Something like that. Yeah, I like Office Donuts is good too. Yeah, donut hole. Something about the donut. Yeah, ate all the left the whole. Didn't eat all the whole donut, but yeah, whole as a pun would be good. Dieting mathematics, 2 half donuts didn't equal a whole. That's not great. Oh, and page count. All right. Multiple issues or multiple, yeah, issues of a magazine. There was no competing with page count. I think, yeah, page. So every month there was another one. Every month there was more. Something. I don't know what those are. Oh, K5, what's going on? It's supposed to be magazines. They're too small, aren't they? Yeah. The scale of everything is wrong. Because these would be like tiny Reader's Digest magazines, right? Yeah, so it's supposed to be a big, fat hardback book and a stack of magazines. Yeah, I'm going to have to call them magazines, aren't I? Monthly. Whoa. Yeah, I should have drawn those a little bit bigger, shouldn't I? Yeah, because a magazine should be, depending, should be much bigger. No, that doesn't make any sense. Periodically. Oh, yeah. Eating a whole donut. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Maybe. Yeah. There seemed to be some confusion between a donut hole and a whole donut. Oh, that's better than dieting math, definitely. Seemed to, with 4 E's, seemed to be some confusion. Holes and whole donuts. All right. There seemed to be some confusion over donut holes and whole donuts. Some confusion over, or between, some confusion between donut holes and whole donuts. Yeah, I like the holes and holes. It's funny. Didn't eat the whole donut. Yeah, so some kind of confusion led to a lot of half donuts. Yeah, whole is good. Better than diet math. There seemed to be some confusion over donut holes and whole donuts. All right. Books disrespecting monthly magazines. the regular, so hard books were concerned. This is not good. Of monthly magazine something. Monthly magazines. That books were concerned over the growing number of monthly magazines. Okay, that's really vague. Didn't respect the page count, had no couldn't relate to the glossiness and the sad chocolate donut. Yeah, he's frowning. He is the saddest. All right. Hardback books were concerned over the growing number of monthly magazines. There seem to be more magazines every month. Oh, how about like a like that? They get, or I get older, but they just stay the same age joke. Same number, like, so the growing number of monthly magazines. Growing number of monthly. Yeah, growing number is funny. Monthly magazines. Once a month. Every month. The growing number of magazines. Very regularly. Very regularly. On a almost... on a monthly basis, the book became became concerned over the growing number of magazines. Seems like once a month. They reproduced at a monthly rate. Oh yeah, something. Magazines must reproduce monthly rate. Seemed to. Might be better. Seemed to. Magazines. Tiny magazines that are much smaller than books. The scale is totally wrong. Is that worth trying to fix if I turn this off? Let's try this. Okay, so I'll make this, and I'll turn off this, and this, and this, and do this. Okay. Oh, that's actually... guess it's okay. I can just pick that off later. All right. So what if we... Oh. Get rid of this. Okay. Put this all back. It's gonna... Yeah. Oh, maybe that works. Okay, almost. Yeah, it doesn't look too crazy. So I can just, yeah, basically cover up those guys. I just have to Yeah, and then it looks more like it's encroaching. Is that better? Sure, that's better. Yeah, right. Yeah, like yeah, lecturing the magazines, and they're very sad about it. Yeah, I don't think it adds that much. It may not be worth it, and the lines look really thick and weird. Magazines. Yeah, so he's trying to discourage the magazines from reproducing monthly. Yeah, he tried to discourage the magazines from reproducing at a monthly rate, from reproducing so regularly. Every time he turned around, there was a new magazine. I think that's about as good as it's going to get. I don't think there's a better joke in that idea. Magazines seem to reproduce at a monthly rate. But why would the magazines be sad about that? Maybe they aren't sad. Yeah, maybe. So if I go with this, I should put the frown on the book, because there's just more of them. Yeah, all right. He's concerned at the growing number of magazines. All right. Short gestation periods on those magazines. There seemed to be some confusion over donut holes and whole donuts. Yeah. Oh, that would really suck if yeah, people just start unleashing chat bots on live streams constantly. Or I could just pretend I have a lot of people. Yeah, just put a bunch of chat bots in the stream, and like, wow, this chat's going really wild. So many people are talking in this chat. I wonder if people do that, or did that at some point to make the chat busy, because I guess for like super chats or whatever, that would motivate people more if they wanted to say something, if the stream is going by so fast, but it's all chat bots like pushing up the stream. Somebody's definitely thought, if I eventually with my slow brain just thought of that, I'm sure somebody thought of that a long time ago. All right, magazines seem to reproduce at a monthly rate, and there seemed to be some confusion over donut holes and whole donuts. Sure. Yeah, that should work. magazines. Seem to reproduce at a monthly rate. What's going on here? There we go. So I just upload these quickly. It's up to you guys. If it's annoying you, then no problem. Oh, hey, little Will. How's it going? Sorry, I just saw you there in the chat. Good to see you. Yeah, it's up to you guys with the ban power. Yeah, they're talking about a Kill Bill Part 3. So the daughter that the Uma Thurman, the bride, spares, her coming back, because I guess Uma Thurman's got a daughter, but also somebody was talking about Zendaya being the right, maybe kind of close to the right age to play the daughter of just blanked on her name, the actress, but with when they had the like the kitchen knife fight, the fight in the kitchen with the cereal boxes and the kitchen knives. Vivica Fox. She said Zendaya would be good, and Uma said, "Hey, I have a daughter that's just about that right age." All right. Yeah, but supposedly there's only going to be one more Tarantino movie ever. He wanted to make 10 and be gone, and he just made 9. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is 9. So we only got one more, right? Is it one more? Yeah, I think so. So that would be a waste for his final film to be Lives Matter. Yeah, Vivica Fox. Thank you, Joe. Watching me go. But I actually thought of it. I didn't see the chat. I actually thought of it before I read. Before I read the chat. All right, 2 and done. All right. Dislike, unsub. Nice. Yeah, so that would be a waste if his last film. I was also talking about doing a remake of Reservoir Dogs, this first film. So, just to kind of show what he learned, or show like how different he is now, to do a remake of that. That would be very bizarre. I'm wondering though, if he does a 10th film and says, "Okay, that's it, I'm done, I retire," if that'll turn out to not be true. He'll like not be able to stay away from filmmaking as he sees like how horrible it becomes. Although, like, I mean, his stuff is still good, but that style is so of a time, like his style of dialogue and everything, from some of the older films, is so of that time, and so affected that time that you can't quite get it out of context of the 90s. Yeah, I don't know, but I still remember like being blown away watching Pulp Fiction, really realizing how much you could enjoy watching a movie, and like especially a movie where you didn't know what to expect, and how telling that story out of sequence and everything made it much more surprising and fun and unpredictable. Seeing characters that were already dead in scenes before they died and all that kind of stuff was good. But yeah, I just remember the kind of escalating, especially with the Bruce Willis scene with the pawn. There's a pawn shop. Yeah, the creepy the gimp scene, basically. Yeah, the basement of, I think it was a pawn shop, the basement of the pawn shop, and that escalating action or escalating whatever jeopardy was crazy. But yeah, that's really fun, and it was I hadn't had a movie experience like that in a long time, where you're just like, wow, coming out of that. And it was too bad I was working in a movie theater at that time, but it was a shitty cineplex, mall cineplex, so they wouldn't get it. There was an art house theater like near the university that got Pulp Fiction, but yeah, the place I was working didn't get it. That would have been fun because I could have watched it again. But maybe I wouldn't have watched it that first time very seriously, because we would have done like a screening to check the reels. So we would have done like a late night screening. So I'm not sure if it would have had the same effect not watching it with a real audience and, like a paying audience and everything. Movies are different when you're just getting them for free and people are getting up and walking around and whatever, because you're just basically screening it to make sure that there's no defects on the reels. But yeah, that was one of those movies that really stands out as a memorable experience, like just being blown away by how the story was told, and the stakes of some of those scenes were pretty insane. Oh no. Yum has a bot sympathy. Oh man. All right. Wow, was there anything else? Oh wait, let me see if I can find that that YouTube channel I was talking about with the miniature stuff. That'll be more interesting than the default Photoshop. Right. Yeah, I forget if it was Bill actually did dislike the stream. That robot ain't lying. What is that called? The ugh. Is it something miniature or small? Or maybe it's just in Japanese. Let me just check real quick if I can find that. Be funny to show you guys. No. Oh, I did find it. Oh, it's mini, but in katakana. All right, cool. Yeah, so I'll just do one of these. All right, so what do I do here? Maybe this one? No, this one. There we go. All right, so the Mozu Mini is the channel, and this is insane. These are just like little projects. So this is just a little like thing built into the wall on the light switch, and it looks like a little Japanese apartment, like a little balcony on a bedroom in a Japanese apartment. So everything in that room, this person is going to build. It's just insane. It's insane. Everything in the room they're going to build from scratch. Yeah, it's insane. It's really insane. So yeah, see, everything is very found. I mean, the plastic art is a very hobby craft style. Maybe I can't tell. So a lot of hobby guys grow their nails out a bit to, to use them more as tools. So you'll see a lot of like otaku guys have long fingernails, so it's hard to tell if it's a man or a woman just from hands. But yeah, but everything. So they print out everything and then cut and make the little books. It's just crazy, and they go through the whole process on the videos of how everything's made. The little Lego box. Yeah, right. You cut a hole. That's right. You just cut a hole in the drywall just to do your little hobby thing, and yeah, you're not getting that money back. But it's crazy. So there's a lot of papercraft and miniature, dollhouse kind of things in a lot of the hobby shops. There'll be sections of all miniature, pre-made things you can buy. But look at that, they even make the trash for the trash can, and the one side solved with the Rubik's cube. But I just love that first shot, and the room is like so detailed, and then you realize they made everything in that room. It's insane. Putting the clothes in the drawer. Yeah. That's just nuts. Oh, it's that laundry. Oh, no. It's the rolling wheels for a fan or something. Oh, the chair. Jeez. Crazy kids chair. That's nuts. Air conditioner. And yeah, they even score the floor, the hardwood floor. Look at that. And the panels for the wall. That's so crazy. Yeah, so I just like get hypnotized by this channel. And they do a nice job of doing the time lapse, so it's not like excruciatingly slow. And you see so many. Look at that. It's insane. Yeah, the floor came out really cool. But yeah, the details, it's so funny because they just strike, so many perfect balances between how it's like they have the sensibility of like a set decorator for a TV show, because it's just perfect. Like everything that they include in the room says like Japanese kids bedroom. That's insane. The paint kit and everything, and then like simulated Legos and Rubik's cube, and then you have to build it like a ship in a bottle. Look at that, the hoses and everything, and the wiring on it's funny. Oh, yeah, there's a lot of channels here that show hobby stuff, and you're doing hobby things like from only 100 yen store stuff. It's crazy. And then you drill into. They don't show the part where they're like taking the saw and ripping the hole in your wall. Yeah, but I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, so Mozu Mini, if you look online, yeah, it's just crazy. Oh wait. Oh, what's behind? What's behind the outlet? Oh, nice. Yeah, like a little office. Oh, look at the blinking server lights. Get out of here. Look at the lights blinking on the router. The router lights are blinking. Oh, cool. Thanks. Thanks, K5. Oh, wait. Let me see. Oh, yeah, I should share this channel. Sorry. I forgot I can type in stuff. Okay. Well, oh no. Oh, that's all wiring? Oh, that's crazy. Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, so almost like a flower arrangement kind of thing. Yeah, there's really, it's like specific, because it's a old art form, the flower arranging and like bonsai and everything. There's like patterns and rhythms and things that everything is supposed to have, that it imitates nature, but it's like obviously it's artificial. But the balance of those things is really unique. Wow, that's really cool. Just wire. Oh yeah. Yeah, Very wire bonsai. Yeah, it looks beautiful too. The multicolor wire looks much more interesting than if it was just all brown or black. Crazy. Oh my god! Yeah, and then they put stuff. Oh, so I'm watching something that is, I'm not showing you. Sorry. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Cool video. K5. Wow. Oh, very cool. Yeah, they love dioramas here. There's a lot of like that's a really popular hobby is kind of dollhouse and diorama kind of stuff. Crazy. Yeah, it's so funny. The miniature nature, and there is a big fetish for mini stuff. That's one thing that would be a fun souvenir. If you know anybody that likes like papercraft or things, they make really nice kind of pre-punched papercraft kits where you can build a specific thing, like some castle, Japanese castle or historical building, or just some kind of fantasy thing or whatever. But it's just a bunch of sheets of paper or like cardstock in a plastic sleeve, but they're all pre-punched, so you just kind of punch it out, and then you just have to do the folding and the gluing. But the results are very nice because it's pre-made. That's crazy. That's insane. That is insane. So it's one of those wire, yeah, like those kind of audio rack wire shelves, but they made it from a net. They made it from netting. I still love the blinking router lights. But what if you need to plug in your vacuum and you actually accidentally plug it into your amazingly detailed in the wall diorama? Crazy. Hey, Pepsi Man. How's it going? Pepsi Man. That's a great Japanese character. That never made it to the U.S., did it? Pepsi Man. And the sound that Pepsi Man makes is like the sound of like opening a can of soda, like a carbonated can. It's the sound of carbonation. Nice. Yeah. There's definitely got to be some things that you could only easily do on a 3D printer would help a lot of that. Wow. Yeah, the detail is so funny because the patterns of things and how things are, dirty or misplaced or just kind of stacked up is just so naturalistic. That's a very funny thing to try to imitate in a miniature scale. Is to have it look like actually lived in. Look at that little mini calendar. Yeah, so a lot of this just has to be like, it looks like inkjet printer stuff. Wow. A tiny bowl of soup. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, there's so much of this stuff pre-made that you can get for miniature stuff. I don't know if anything. I don't. This might all be original, but I've seen that a lot in the hobby shops, like little strange, uh, yeah, pre-printed cardboard boxes that you can just punch out and fold up, and you have these like realistic miniature scale things. It's crazy. Hmm. Nice. Chairs and everything. Wow. There's a whole Pepsi group. Pepsi Stop Motion and a Pepsi Man group. Her name is blocking the tag. Oh. Is it? Am I? Alright. But yeah, very cool. So it's just endless. Oh, actually, oh, okay. So they're just faking it. It's not actually. It's just yeah. It's like supposed to look like a Japanese wall, and they build into it. So maybe the first one too wasn't actually cut into the wall. They must exhibit these somewhere. That there must be like miniature shows and competitions and stuff. Wait a minute. I don't understand. So are you telling me the CIA and PepsiCo are the same, are collaborating or working together? This is, so that would implicate not only the CIA, but KFC, Taco Bell, and Pizza Hut all fall under. I knew that Mountain Dew was, all those flavors of Mountain Dew were simple mind control. A mind control experiment. Oh man, that's crazy. Yeah, they did. Oh wow, they did all the wiring and everything to get the little things to blink. Yeah, this must be like a diorama competition or something, because that's so much work and so much like wow factor. Like they're working hard. So it's all like, yeah, fiber optics are going up into the room. It's crazy. Uh, mm, that's nuts. All right. Well, I should call it quits for this week. But we had some amazing low alcohol beer. This is the first drinking cast, but I would have to drink so much on the stream that I think it wouldn't work. Oh, nice. Whiskey and Coke. Nice. So everyone's having a drinking stream right now. All right. Well, we'll leave on this crazy miniature note. But thanks everybody for watching. And yeah, it's fun as usual. And if you ever find those Indian snacks, yeah, definitely these are amazingly good. So if you see those, if they ever make it to an import shop or something where you are, definitely try Indian curry snacks. I was very surprised. So good to see everyone, and thanks for hanging in there. So K5, Joe, Rev, Demon was at the beginning, and the amazing PepsiCo group that is now infiltrated. And Yum, it's good to see you. And Sedona, it was good to see everybody. And yeah, sorry to hear about the COVID. Yeah, that sucks. The whole family getting that from Hypno. So you guys take care and don't get sick. It's crazy. It's just never ending. Oh wow, my chat doesn't even go all the way back to the beginning. That's messed up. I don't. This combined chat is terrible. Yeah. So good night to everybody, or good afternoon, or good morning, depending where you are. And we'll do this next week. So if this is your first time watching, abusecartoons.com is the website, and then Abuse Cartoons on both Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. Yeah, and so I do this every week. And if you want to support the cartoon, consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/abusecartoons. Sorry. And the archive we look at that has the comment section. So the archive of the last almost 20 years of this cartoon is available at gocomics.com/domesticabuse. All those links are in the description below. Wow, and I'm just going to hypnotically watch all of these miniature crafting crafting videos. But yeah, everyone take care and goodbye, Pepsi stop motion. All right. So yeah, we're definitely we're definitely monitored now by the CIA, so we'll have to be careful what we say from now on. So take care, everyone, and good to see you. And thanks as always, K5 and Yum and everybody for the inspiration for the writing. That helps a lot because, yeah, I was getting nowhere. I was getting nowhere fast. So take care, everyone, and we'll do this again next week, maybe without all the miniatures. But see you again. And yeah, everyone, take care. Goodbye.